Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk with you about self-doubt. So this topic has been coming up a lot with my clients, but also coming up as almost an ascension energy that's actually affecting like critical mass, like a ton of people all of a sudden. And so I really want to talk about where self-doubt comes from. I think it's going to surprise you. It's not from within. So before we jump into this video and all of these details, I just want to remind you to please like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video because it is so helpful for other starseeds on their path, on their earth mission. And then make sure that you are subscribed before you leave today for new videos every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday here on this channel. So I'm just going to jump right into the juicy details and tell you right now where your self-doubt comes from. I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video because I want to discuss with you all of the reasons why this is true and help you to see the effects of it in your life. So your self-doubt is coming from a very strong, powerful 3D program. So as we know, this third dimensional construct that the world is based on is run by a lot of different programs and coding. And for more on that, please see the video, The Third Dimension or Simulation Theory. So both of those go really in depth into the programs and the coding. But what I just want to quickly say on this right now is that these programs are in place for a reason. They keep the world, the third dimensional world, going. They keep it running. It feeds itself like a hamster wheel. Okay, so all of these programs are in place for a reason, to keep people within the third dimensional frequencies and to keep people in control and small, so that they have no choice but to believe that this world is all that there is. Okay, so here's where your self-doubt comes from. The program is called the Veil of Forgetfulness. So you've probably heard of this before. Some people just call it the veil. Some people call it the veil of forgetting, veil of forgetfulness. It's all the same thing. It's a program. It's a program that seeps in over time. So you are born into the world as a human, born into this 3D construct. And as soon as you're born, the programs of that construct start to slowly seep in. So as time progresses, they get more and more potent, and some of them can take right over if you allow them to, right? And so, I don't think that I've ever met one person who hasn't had at least a part of their life where they were asleep. We all have a space in our lifetime because we are awake as children. And then something happens, these programs lull you into a sleep, a slumber, and then we tend to, especially starseeds, we have an awakening. Something shakes us up, wakes us up again, okay? So the veil of forgetfulness is the most powerful program here. Okay, so even when you experience an awakening, it stays. You can't remove it. You can't heal past it. That's not how it works. It stays. So we're dealing with it, we're working around it, but it's there. And the veil of forgetfulness, it takes your memories. So it takes your soul memories from your parallel and past lifetimes. It takes away who you are. It takes away your remembrance of who you truly are. And the reason is so that you buy into the character, the avatar that you're playing. So that you fully buy into your lifetime here, believing that that's all that there is and that this is all that you are. If you could remove this program, this veil, you would remove all of your self-doubt. Or almost all. Truly, that's where it's coming from. Because you don't know who you are. You don't remember. And even in our awakening journey, as we start to unlock our Akashic records, our past lives, our soul essence, our gifts, it's still not everything. It's still not. And I have asked my team, I've asked everyone, the angels, my team, the Galactic Federation, to remove this veil of forgetfulness from me, from my system. Why not, right? I know that I could serve from a much more powerful and higher place if it was removed. And so, in the spirit of service, please just remove that. But they won't. They won't. You can try, you can ask. I've asked everyone. They won't do it because it's there for a very powerful reason. And we'll talk about that in a second. So, the truth is that you are an eternal soul. You are the batteries inside the doll. This physical avatar is a gift and a blessing. Yes, absolutely. But it's not who you are. It's what you live in. It's like your home while you're here on earth, your physical body. And you're animating it right now. So am I. I'm a source of energy, of higher dimensional intelligence and vibrations, animating a physical form so that I can have a physical experience in a physical realm. That's the only way. So just like when you had a doll as a child, without the batteries, it was an empty shell. It was lifeless. It didn't do anything. It just laid there, right? And when you put the batteries into the back of the doll or whatever kind you had, I had I think this is probably really popular in the 80s, but I had a cricket doll. And so maybe a lot of you won't even know what that is. And you actually, you put the batteries in the back and you put a cassette tape in the back, and she would sing and talk and move her eyes and all of this stuff, right? So anyway, we are the batteries to that experience. We are the animation, the life energy, the life force. And as soon as we choose to leave this physical form, this doll, this shell, immediately starts to degenerate and go back into the organic compost to become something else. The only way that it stays alive is with our energetic life force. And so here you are, the truth of who you really are, beyond the veil, is this eternal soul. And until you feel it, it's just words, and I know, but there's no other way. And some of you have lived hundreds of lifetimes, some of you thousands. It really depends on the soul. And you have all of those experiences. And in each lifetime, you played a character that brought out a different side of your soul essence. Sometimes you're in your divine feminine representation. Sometimes you're in your divine masculine. Sometimes you're a being with no gender, like a Blu-ray being. But you're never just that. You are always the godlike source of energy. You are a creator God. You are a piece of God. You are God experiencing itself in many different lifetimes. But your God, your source, it's too much to comprehend. I know, it's too much, right? down here on Earth with this limited mental capacity, it's not something you can see or even get the scope of. You can understand the words, but to truly experience yourself as a god, or as source, if you don't like the word God, it all means the same thing though, so don't get caught up on labels, right? To truly experience yourself as source means to experience yourself as everything simultaneously, which is what source is doing with all of us. It's in its hub of observation, experiencing all of these extensions of itself, living lifetimes simultaneously. Like, talk about overload, right? But you can get a glimpse of that through oneness. That's how powerful oneness is. And so you can find your way to oneness in a lot of different ways. Of course, meditation, I will always recommend that. But for me, it came through with Kundalini energy. That was my enlightened oneness moment where I became the all. And it's happened multiple times, and it changes you. It really changes you. So, you, the soul, so powerful, so beautiful, so inspirational and poetic, and never ending. You have no beginning and no end. You just are. You've always been. And you're just choosing to have experiences. So here you are right now in an advanced level. So if you want to think about the dimensions and lifetimes in human terms, you could think about it like a video game. It's not that different. That's kind of like the simulation theory, right? The levels get harder the lower you go. And you're in number 3. That's really, really difficult. That's advanced master level stuff. And that's why everyone says Earth is a school. It's literally one lesson after the other, after the other. It's crazy. Don't you feel that? And so, yes, you trained for this. Yes, you have been. Your whole existence. Look at all the lifetimes you've done. It takes extra training to do something like an Earth lifetime. But all the training that you didn't do it with amnesia. You didn't train in the dark. So then you come here as prepared as you can be, as prepared as you can get, and after a few years of childhood, coming into your teenage years, it's like the lights go out. Just when things are getting hard anyway. Like, God, being a teenager was not easy, right? And the amnesia takes full effect, and you're lost. And that is what makes Earth so unique, so hard, so difficult, so difficult. So there are quite a few reasons why this is the way it is, why the veil of forgetfulness exists, and why it's allowed to do what it does. So on one side of it, it keeps souls. So for the people that put the veil of forgetfulness into place in the 3D construct, because somebody's building these constructs, right? They don't just appear out of nowhere. They are planned out and built by galactic beings, higher beings, But then we, as humanity, the collective consciousness, just continually reinforce them and recharge them. It's that hamster wheel effect. So that veil of forgetfulness keeps people small. It keeps them stuck here, believing that that's all there is. They just think they just have this one lifetime. You only get one, so you might as well, just worry about, what do people think? If you really believed you only had just this one life, wouldn't you just pursue things like pleasure and like money and power and stuff like that? Why would you go any deeper? There's no depth. Why? It's one life. There is no depth. It's just one of you, one life. Go big or go home. Like, that makes sense why people act the way that they do. But it actually keeps them so limited. So as starseed souls, one of the reasons why we would have agreed to come to Earth, like one of the Earth missions, there's more than one, but one of them would be to liberate these souls trapped here that don't know that there's more. They don't know any better. So we infiltrate from within, being born into a human to look like one, act like one, feel like one. I mean, you are one. You are human. You are. You are now part of the collective consciousness, infiltrated from within. But starseeds have an advantage because they are superior at awakening. No matter what, they awaken. Maybe it's because of the experience. So many lifetimes, right? Maybe it's because of the training. Maybe it's because of just the makeup of the soul. It could be all of those things. But we make sure through the planning of our soul contracts, especially early on in childhood, we plan a lot of things, some of them hard, a lot of them hard, traumatic things, to spark an awakening. Difficult, yes, but effective. And so probably a lot of you started feeling awakening energies in your teens and 20s, and it just gets stronger and stronger, right? So then we are then bringing that awakened energy, that awakened aware consciousness into the human collective, just by existing, just by doing our thing and being a part of the humans. Ta-da! We're already bringing in ascension energy and awareness energy. And then on the other side of the reasons for a veil of forgetfulness, I mean, yes, the missions and being in service to others, yes, all of those reasons. But the veil of forgetfulness is also giving us a very powerful gift because it's such an advanced level and so powerful. We are receiving like many, many lifetimes of growth in just this one lifetime because of what we have to go through. And can you imagine now ever being in a lifetime and not awakening? If you can awaken here in the dark with amnesia, you're good. Like, you're gonna always be able to awaken. I think that's the gift I would want most in the whole universe, is to always remember who I was. To always come back to myself. And I think the thing that scares me the most is the idea of forgetting. Not knowing who I am. That's the worst thing I can think of. So, what a powerful gift of resilience our awakened awareness is receiving. And we are truly feeling our way through this awakening experience because we don't have the lights on, to keep using that as an example. We have to feel our way through like a blind person. Because even though we are unlocking parts of ourselves with each month, all the time now, right? Especially now, it's getting so intense. Yes, we are always unlocking more and more and more. It's just a taste, though. It's just a wee taste. And it's all very subtle, right? It's so subtle. Those kinds of energies, I mean, some past life memories are not subtle. I know that. But most of the time, the majority of the time, the unlocking of psychic gifts, of your memories, of who you really are, your soul aspects, it's all very gradual and very subtle and grows over time. So this process takes great amounts of trust. Great amounts of trust. Which is the opposite of self-doubt. So when you feel yourself moving into that lower vibration of self-doubt, which is likely worries, racing thoughts, heaviness in the heart chakra, when you feel that coming over you, can you try a zoomed out perspective by viewing yourself through the eyes of your soul, not through human eyes, not through human perspective, through the soul's perspective. That's your truth. You are the silent observer right now within your body. And being in observation mode is very powerful. It's multidimensional. Because right now, if you are the observer, then you are the observer of the inner world and the outer world. Multidimensional. That's the soul. That's not the human. The human's not an observer. The soul is the observer. That's why people tell you presence is so important, right? Because you're getting back into your soul's aspect, essence, out of the human into the soul. The human is not a present kind of animal, right? The human has that ego program built in, which is like a constant stream of narration, thoughts, judgment, to keep it safe, right? Animals don't have that. They don't have a constant stream of thoughts. They work on instinct and then they're in the present moment. Instinct, present moment. Like we could take a page out of their book, right? But when you can achieve that presence and that observer mode on both sides, that's the soul. So, the next time you fall into self-doubt, remind yourself of who you are. And remind yourself that it's not your fault. The veil of forgetfulness is powerful. You can't remove it. You can just gradually start unlocking more and more and more. And it takes consistency. It takes patience. That's the journey, right? So don't be hard on yourself for feeling things like self-doubt. It makes complete sense that you would, right? So my advice to you is to continue to go within, but at the same time, continue to move forward. Don't let your self-doubt paralyze you. That's the veil of forgetfulness doing its job of keeping you small, so that you don't burst outside of it and try new things like starting your own business, changing your life, making really big changes, trying new things, traveling. Don't let the veil of forgetfulness steal your highest timeline from you. You deserve to experience all of that. Beauty, excitement, adventure, true love, abundance. Don't settle. Just keep unlocking. Keep zooming out and remembering who you truly are. Keep moving forward. and the self-doubt will have no power over you. So, how are you experiencing self-doubt at this point in your life? Can you see how the veil of forgetfulness is creating it? I'm really, really interested to hear from you on this, and I'll be checking the comments, so please leave your thoughts below. Also remember, if you want to work with me, I have so many services now. Sessions, one-on-ones, healing, breakthroughs, Zoom, and then on the other end, readings, lots of different kinds of readings, which is actually really powerful for unlocking things, especially when you start to learn about your parallel lifetime experiences. It unlocks things, it does, because you find out all about the other lifetimes that you've had, and it sparks a remembrance. So that's a really powerful way. So anyway, that's all I have for you today on self-doubt. I hope that you found some value in this video. If you did, please consider donating. The link is the first one in the description to me to continue to run this channel. This is what I do full-time, is working with clients and creating content for YouTube. So any donation is so appreciated. I appreciate you all so much in all of the ways that you support me. Whether that just be subscribing, following along, watching my videos, becoming a client, all of that. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. So that being said, please don't forget to click like on this video if you liked it. That's super encouraging for me because I don't always know, can't always read your minds if you're enjoying the content. So like the video, comment on the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And before you go, please remember, listen to your heart and the quiet voice within. Because you are so much more than the body you are in. Have a beautiful day. Bye.